All right. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi, guys. Here we are. A lovely, well, Minnesota day here today. We had a little ice storm, a little snow. Alyssa, what did you guys have up in Minneapolis?
Oh, I don't know how many inches, but snow, then ice storm, then snow. So 3 days of winter storm.
Mhm.
Ick. For sure.
Yes.
I thought we were going to luck out and not have any snow this year, or just a little bit that we had. And
No,
it's
I
always
knew it was
March. March always gets us.
coming.
Yeah, I know
Just
it.
when you think you're out of it, right?
Right. Yeah. They
Yeah.
tease you with spring. I was like, my tulips are coming up and everything. And then no. Snow.
Sure.
It's okay.
Awesome. Well, we've got some folks joining us here. Welcome everybody as you pop in. Tara, you want to pop that poll up for folks to fill out as they join us, and we can get some information from them on. We're just kind of interested in what you're seeing for in industries and what's trending, and where you're seeing an uptick in demand, that type of thing. So go ahead and fill that out as you join, and let us know what you're seeing out there in the marketplace. We're curious to see what's happening. I know obviously political is going to be a big one this year, right? So we'll see how see what you guys all think. I don't know. Melissa, you've been out in the field a bit, and Harris, you've been talking to folks. I mean, is there anything that you're hearing a little bit more about as far as industries? Something that's upticking, busy?
Political for sure, specifically in the door hangers too, if we want to get really specific.
Yeah,
It's
interesting.
gonna uptick in that this year. So yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I'd say direct mail, postcards, up a lot, and envelopes.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's that time of year now. Everybody will be, we've done things, I just at our place, we've seen like the Boy Scouts are coming around, putting the Post-it notes on the door with
Yep.
food drives. Now that the weather is kind of starting to get a little bit better. Of course, we've had a lot of political drop-offs too, door-to-door type things. That type of thing. Churches, nonprofits, we see a lot of that too, from when you think of door hangers and materials being left. Soon I've been seeing a lot of that anyway. Awesome. Well, welcome people as you're coming in. Come on in. We're so glad you're here. Just want to welcome you to our Navitor webinar. We'll be talking about trends today. As I mentioned, we have a poll that's been posted as you join. So go ahead and fill that out. Let us know what you're seeing in the industry right now. I mean, where are you seeing some things ticking, uptick in business and in requests and all of that. We want to hear from you. So it's important to us to know what's happening out there with you folks. So go ahead and fill that out, and we'll show the results after a little bit here. We'll get started about 2 minutes or so. So make yourselves comfortable. We're like I said, just happy you joined us today. It's been a little while, so I'm really glad you're here.
Yep, and it's only a 3-hour webinar.
And that's it. Yeah,
It's a lot shorter than the last one.
we teased you with 30 minutes, but really we're going to be here all day. So no, not really.
I need more coffee if that's the case.
I know it. Isn't that the truth?
And no breaks.
No breaks. Yeah, no breaks.
We're watching. Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely. Well, we'll give it another minute or so. Let more folks just kind of pop in, and we'll see who all joins us. So again, I wanted to welcome you. Fill out the poll as you come in. If you're just joining us, make sure to fill that out, and we'll take a look at those results in a little bit. We'll get started in about a minute or so. So just give it a second. Awesome. I don't know where y'all are coming from, but you can let us know where you're at as well, where you're viewing us from today. So, all right. Well, it looks like it's 10 o'clock. So let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and get started here. Let me welcome you all again today. I really appreciate you being here, and just wanted to say good morning and really thank you for being in here and joining us. You know, it's really been a little while since we've gotten together like this. It's been a while since we've had one of these webinars, and we're excited to be back at it. My name's Jill Kennedy, and I will be your host today. I'm in my 17th year now with Navitor, working with the sales and marketing teams on ways to help you help your customers. And I can't think of a better way to kick off our 2024 webinar season than to think beyond the typical and really take a deep dive into the relevant trends that we're seeing in the marketplace right now. At Navitor, we're committed to being your go-to print partner. And part of being a good print partner is providing you with the information and tools that offer actionable ideas that help you distinguish yourself from your competition and really making you more relevant to your own customers. We handle the research so you can stay focused on your business. And as you were popping in today, we had you fill out a poll asking which industries you're seeing the most demand in. So here are the results. Thanks, Tara, for posting that. So healthcare, which is really interesting because that's one of our focuses today. So we're right on track. So that's really great to see. Also, retail is big still. Political campaigns a little bit lower than I was expecting. So some really interesting information there, but really some uptick across the board. Nice to see demand everywhere. So that's fantastic. Trade show events, yep, for sure. Okay, wow, that's great. Thanks, Tara, for posting that. So before we get started here, I want to introduce you to some top trending professionals here who will be sharing a trend or two with you today. First, we have Chelsea Zimbrick. She is a marketing specialist who's been with Navitor for about 8 years now. Chelsea will be sharing the recent buying and design trends that we're seeing. And if you've noticed the new look out on Navitor.com, Chelsea's had a big hand in that. So amazing work, Chelsea. Thanks for that, and thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jill. Yeah, we've really started to make big updates on Navitor.com. We're very busy there, and it's really exciting to see it transform. But I look forward to chatting with you all.
Yes, awesome, thanks. So next up then we have sales manager Harris Mailman, who has about a decade of experience in the print industry. And he also has a particular interest in AI. And Harris is going to be sharing some valuable insights on the marketing applications of AI with us. So thanks for joining, Harris.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. And then we have Alyssa Ulrich, who is a sales executive at Navitor, and she's got some years of print experiences of expertise as well. So much of that includes company e-store implementations, which is very interesting. Alyssa will be covering current trends in the healthcare industry, which obviously is top of your mind as well. And Alyssa also has an intriguing side hustle that I'm wondering if you want to share that, Alyssa.
Awesome. Thanks, Jill. Yes, I like to say I live 2 different lives, the print life, and then I'm also a Minnesota Vikings cheerleader. So that's my side hustle. But I promise to bring that same energy as a cheerleader to this presentation.
I'm sure you will. Thanks, Alyssa. So lastly, then I will be discussing trends that we're seeing within the labels and packaging solution specifically, which that continues to really be a top growth solution. So we have a lot to cover and I want to get going. But as we work our way through this presentation, please feel free to use that Q&A box to throw in any thoughts or to ask questions. We have Vicky and Tara on the sidelines here, and they're going to be monitoring those chats and those questions. So we'll try to answer as we go, but we will be staying on for an extra 15 minutes after the presentation for discussion too. If you have to check out a little early though, and you can't make that, don't worry. We are recording this and we'll be emailing out a link to the recording within the next 24 hours or so, along with some of the materials you'll be seeing here today. With that, Chelsea, why don't you go ahead and get us started with some of those buying and design trends?
Yeah, so we'll start with products and vertical markets for this year. So it's no surprise that calendars and date stamps are at the top of the product list for Q1. No matter what industry you're in, dated goods are always going to reign supreme at the beginning of the year. We're also seeing forms, folders, and report covers. Again, no surprise with tax season in full swing and with finance being a top vertical to start the year off. Some other leading products are name badges and engraved office signs, especially in the healthcare market, as we'll talk more about later on. Another large market right now is real estate. Realtors are preparing for the spring selling season with plastic yard signs, business cards, and flyers. So if you have any customers in mind in one or all of these markets and need some talking points or materials, be sure to check out our content calendar page. There's tons of resources to help you build your business in all of these industries and more. So moving on to the top 5 design trends for 2024. So if you've attended or watched the trends webinar last year, you'll remember that we were very nostalgic for all things 90s. This year, we're still seeing that 90s nostalgia, but in a flat cartoon style. So think Tony the Tiger, Hey Arnold, or Lion King. Like cartoon, hand-drawn design is another trending area. That tends to feel flat on paper as well, but this one combines more of those organic elements and watercolor to show that human touch. So there's really no surprise here, as we're so tuned into technology and everything is so stark, it's symmetrical and clean. The hand-drawn aesthetic is refreshing change to that, and it really celebrates the imperfection in those designs. Next, we have in photography, we're seeing images that include additional elements. They add dimension to the portraits and imagery. So we're seeing a lot of reeded glass that's being used to distort a portion of the image and draw attention to that area. A fun way to incorporate this style in your printing would be to use raised spot gloss over a portion of your artwork. This would provide a similar effect to the contrast in texture as reeded glass does in photos. So you'd have a nice printed flat surface, and then you could add some ridges with that raised spot gloss over a portion of it. Be a really fun texture play. And then with the release last year of Margot Robbie's film Barbie, the Barbie pink craze is still really alive and well. We're seeing it all over the place. If you've been to the mall recently, it's just kind of spattered in pink. So if you're looking for or if your customer is looking for a pop of bright color, you can take a look at our Astro Bright stocks. They're a perfect flash of color in business cards and postcards, especially in the mail. It really stands out against all of the white stock that most customers use. And then lastly, we're seeing trends in fancy printing. So like I had mentioned earlier about really being submersed in technology day in and day out, we're craving a real tactile experience. So we're seeing a lot of letterpress, foiling, embossing that really take charge across a variety of products, including folders, business cards, and elegant invitations. So if you ever need any of that kind of thing, make sure to keep us in mind, and we can always quote, a manual product or manual product order there too, if it's something out of your normal realm. So now that you've all been inspired, Harris is going to talk about what AI can do for you, so you can focus on that fun stuff.
Thanks, Chelsea. Always appreciate it. Good morning again, viewers. It's my pleasure to discuss the connection between print and AI marketing. And I'll start by sharing a quick story. Our first meeting amongst the team here, we were, going over who would present what slide. And as soon as I saw that we were doing AI, I rushed in and I said, I'll take that. So thank you again to Jill for allowing me the opportunity here. AI is like really exciting, right? Kind of scary, but still really exciting. And when I think of the link between AI and print, the first thing that comes to my mind is the fear of missing out, the fear of loss, right? You got to get in on this. So if you hear anything throughout my 5-minute shtick, please hear, don't be late to this party. Don't be late to AI marketing. Beat your competition, because make no mistake, AI is here to stay. It's the future, and the future is so close to being our current world. Ken, kind of scary, but at the same time, it's really awesome. Business owners, think about what it would look like to, 1, make 0 outbound calls and emails, 2, prospect to companies who currently have a need for what you want to sell most, 3, be able to know exactly what to cross-sell to your current customers, 4, understand production costs without lifting a finger. Big question here. How amazing would it be to have the often mundane, time-consuming task of small customer service stuff being completely taken off your plate? Well, AI can help. AI can prospect, cross-sell, service, and be more production efficient, better than your competition. A survey of 100 small print companies went out a few months back, and I won't share all the findings because of time, but I'll highlight a couple of points I found interesting. The top 3 uses for AI today in print are graphic design, pre-press automation, and predictive maintenance. The survey explained AI is already being used in our industry, but it's still a relatively small percentage. And out of 10 possible uses for the AI the surveyor provided, surprisingly, none of them included sales and marketing, which I believe is where AI can really have the most impact. We listed several AI support companies here, and I want to talk about two of the companies on the slide, and we are not getting any royalties for this. We're here to help you. I want to talk about Apollo and ChatGPT. And when I was researching Apollo, in one sentence, this company offers lead generation, email services, and phone automation. In 2 words, sales intelligence. Their website touts they've been able to help companies significantly decrease time for a first meeting, greatly improve connection rate, and provide thousands of leads, all with minimal or no work by you. So whether you're a one-person operation or you have 20 salespeople, AI is changing the sales cycle completely as the long, tough days of cold leads are turning into sitting back and watching the calendar fill up with appointments. And if you haven't checked out ChatGPT yet, it's definitely something I recommend you do, like today. I describe ChatGPT as your free personal life assistant, as there's not much the software can't help you with. And I'm not the greatest with what to say in holiday cards, so I let ChatGPT do it for me. This well-known AI software can turn hours of research into less than a minute. And I asked ChatGPT, what types of companies purchase long-run envelopes? One of the items we love producing here at Navitor for our distributors. And not only did it instantly generate 12 verticals, it gave specific reasons why they purchase envelopes. So for instance, it says nonprofit organizations send fundraising appeals, newsletters, and other materials to their supporters, which can involve the use of printed envelopes. One more here, I asked ChatGPT to write a thank you email from me to distributors for purchasing business cards, a reminder to visit our website, and include a coupon on a future order. Now, 3 seconds later, I was able to copy, paste, and send. So please be warned, if you're a current distributor, the next email you get from me, I probably didn't write it. So to summarize, all I've gone over in a couple sentences, AI can greatly enhance your sales cycle, take care of internal legwork, and there are many companies to choose from. So appreciate you listening. I'm going to pass it over to Alyssa, who's going to go over print and healthcare.
Awesome. Thanks, Harris, for passing that over. Hello again, everyone. I'm Alyssa, and I'm going to take you through the current industry trend, healthcare, which a lot of you voted for. So, as we know, the healthcare industry is undergoing significant transformations driven by technological advancements, changing patient expectations, regulatory reforms, and shifting market dynamics. While digitalization has impacted many sectors, print sales and healthcare continue to thrive due to the industry's unique requirements for printed materials. These include patient education materials, medical forms, marketing collateral, compliance documents, patient records, and specialty printing needs. I mean, I could go on and on. Thus, we need to be in constant communication with our healthcare customers to keep up with the changing environment. To get us started, healthcare organizations such as hospitals, clinics, and pharmaceutical companies require marketing materials for promotional purposes. This includes posters, brochures, postcards, flyers, banners, business cards, and promotional items. I mean, you name it. For example, 85% of millennials always go through their mail, which can lead to the spike in direct mail campaigns currently happening right now, such as postcards for healthcare services. I'm not sure about you, but I realize I'm getting a postcard for a local healthcare service multiple times a week in my mail. Also, a fun fact, 90% of direct mail gets opened compared to only 20 to 30% of emails. So this is a quick way to campaign for a new wellness program or familiarize people with the service. It's a great marketing tactic and a potential ongoing program. Ongoing program means ongoing sales, which we love to hear. Also, other popular print items in demand are brochures and flyers. Flyers can be distributed at events to increase visibility, hung up on boards, or at a healthcare service for you to grab and take home. Brochures are also used in many ways. I have a customer right now who orders 6 different brochures for one healthcare service. For example, one is a take-home information after a visit, one is information on locations, and one is steps to take you through their e-site and more. I mean, almost every time you leave a new service, you leave with a folder with a brochure inside, which, don't forget, that folder is an add-on sale. A good call out is healthcare is also an ideal candidate for a company e-store. Usually there are many locations and we can hold all of their marketing collateral to create easy ordering. I work with a handful of customers actually right now that host brochures, postcards, folders, business cards, and more on their e-stores. So make sure to contact us if that does spark any interest to you. Now, let's go through the healthcare trends. Within changes to healthcare, there are preventative visits, virtual healthcare, online tracking, AI, which Harris went through, and personalized care with technology. But all of this circles back to what I just talked about. With preventative care, you still need brochures and flyers to provide useful information and postcards to be sent out to remind you it's that time of year again to get your flu shot. Then with the Internet of Things being able to exchange data, store data, or provide tracking systems, there are still many healthcare facilities that rely on printed forms and documents for patient intake, consent forms, and patient records. Next, while AI is a great tool to use, as Harris made that very clear, there is still need for a backup plan in case something were to happen. For example, a cyber attack actually recently occurred on a healthcare system. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but because of that, concerns have risen stemming from the what if we can't log into our technology platforms or if the power goes out. This realization that systems can go down due to a cyber attack or power outage have many scrambling to order RX laser stock, RX pads, forms, and more for the just in case scenario. So again, another reason to stay in communication with your healthcare customers specifically right now. I can't stress that enough. Overall, while digital solutions have transformed many aspects of the healthcare industry, print sales continue to have a niche role in providing essential printed materials and services that complement digital systems and meet the diverse needs of healthcare providers and patients. Thank you. All right, now let's throw it back to Jill as she goes over packaging trends.
I am going to go over that. I want to take a closer look at this product solution set that's really been on fire the last few years, and that's the labels and packaging. So in fact, 87% of sourcing and operations leaders say labeling has become a strategic priority in the last 5 years. And with the supply chain pretty much returned to normal, this solution is expected to surge in demand in 2024, especially in the third and fourth quarters. So watch for that. Labels and packaging are not just an afterthought anymore. So now they're really instrumental to a brand's identity. They're like little mini billboards calling out to consumers from the shelf. They're attracting their attention, pulling them in, also informing them on their purchasing choices. So who should you prospect? Start with who you're selling to today. Look at their day-to-day operations, how they do business. Oftentimes you'll notice they're already using labels and packaging, which opens the door to discussion. Work the relationship you already have with them. Ask them where they're getting their labels now. Let them know you aren't just their promo person or their business card person. You're their label person and packaging person as well. Another great place to start is with the food and beverage industries. Labels on these products are known as prime labels or product labels. You'll find some great repeat business here, just like Alyssa was stressing, that repeat business, that ongoing business. If you are new to selling into this particular vertical, just start with some smaller craft type industries, such as the local breweries and wineries in your area, coffee roasters, all the wellness and cosmetic brands that are out there now. The hemp and cannabis industries is another area that is exploding with opportunities. These businesses are constantly coming up with new flavors, new varieties, new scents, new colors, and with each new release, they need new packaging and labels as well. As I said, as Alyssa said, as we've all said, that's repeat business. So check out your regional farmers markets. You'll see labels everywhere. So here's a small scale example. I have a nephew, senior in high school, who just started his own bread baking business. Go figure. And one of his first purchases after all the ingredients was the labels to put on his bread bags. Now scale that up for larger manufacturers. There is money to be made here. Don't leave it on the table. So let's look at some trends that we're seeing within labels and packaging. Sustainability. That's going to continue to be a growing request. It's not just a popular buzzword. Boston Consulting found that 25% of shoppers who pay an additional would pay an additional 10% or more if the product uses sustainable packaging. And with most retail businesses offering online shopping, using sustainable shipping materials is equally important to a brand that identifies as green. Our LabelWorks division recently launched water-activated reinforced packaging tape. So I want to kind of show this to you. I don't know if you can see it, but this is an example of that packaging tape. Now, this is on a brown craft. We also do it on a white craft. You can kind of see the reinforcing there. I don't know, I'll try to show it to you. But we offer this in 1, 2, and 3 color as well as full color. And we start with just an 8-roll minimum. So this is a great way to get your brand onto packages, to get it out to your customers. Plus, it's incredibly durable. I use it myself when I ship out samples, when I ship to trade shows. It's a great way to find your package when you're at a trade show, when you see your own label right there. So some really good ideas there. Another thing is labels are getting smarter. Who would think, right? And an emerging trend is the RFID, or the radio frequency identification label, the ones that have those little antennas in them. With Walmart beginning to require these labels on all products being sold at their stores, we are going to be seeing an increase in demand on that. But while RFIDs may eventually replace barcodes, barcodes are going to remain relevant due to their lower cost, and they will continue to be a good option really for the long run. And I want to show you a couple of examples here. One thing, I know we were talking about the healthcare industry, and you think of asset labels, think of all of the machines and equipment that are in a healthcare facility, and they all need some sort of inventory asset tag to keep track. That's one great place to start bringing it back to the healthcare industry. Now, this is an example of a product label. So these would be more static barcodes. So this is going to be the same on every label that's produced for this particular item. But we also do things like the variable data. So think of things like an asset label, where you're going to need a different barcode for each item. This particular one is on a reflective stock, which is really nice when you think of something like a warehouse, or someplace that you want to be able to easily find that barcode for just for ease of use and to for efficiency. So those are good examples of that. Another thing we can't overlook, though, is the QR code label. So while the rest of us were absolutely miserable during the pandemic, the QR code was having the time of its life. The use of QR code labels and decals absolutely surged during that time, and they really aren't showing any signs of decline, because really QR codes are amazing. They can fit an enormous amount of information in just a tiny little space. They can take a consumer anywhere you want them to go. And QR labels are great because they can be placed on just about anything. Now, this particular label directs you to a menu. I know you've all seen these. These went crazy during the pandemic when folks were not using menus and so on. But you think of that, just that one little tiny square takes you to a full menu. But these can have so many other applications. Just an example for you. My daughter uses them in her profession. She is an educator for a professional hair color company, and she will add QR labels to the samples she takes into salons when she visits. That QR link, or that QR code, will actually link out to an instructional video that she has created, showing them how to use the product. So the way that these can be used is almost infinite. And the next two trends I want to talk about just kind of go hand in hand together. So we have standout packaging and the multiple processes that can help achieve that. This is where you can come in with suggestions for your existing customer. Let them know about the trends. Show them how you can take their brand and their brand image from just so-so to so fantastic. Now, I want to show you some more examples. I've got a few here that are pretty cool. So this is a label that is on basically a brown craft paper, right? But boy, you add a laser cutting, a little free-form laser cutting on that, and now you've got something that really pops. This is one that was for a spiced rum bottle. So plus I love the little octopus, he's great. That's why I had to pick that one. Another example here are blind embossed. Like, think of labels with blind embossing and foil. I mean, it really, really elevates a brand. It's awesome. Now, this one too has a little purple on there for our prints, purple in Minnesota. We got to have that. And then we also have, if you can see there, this one's a holographic. I'm trying to see on my other screen here if you can view that. So that is a holographic foil, which is super cool. So just another way you can really amp up a product, a package, whatever. We also have the flexible packaging. So think of that. Now, this is the lovely, full color, side to side, end to end flexible package. This is on a white gloss stock. Well, how can we amp that up? Use a metallized stock. So this one is just very, really makes that brand pop. It stands out. Just a way to take it to up a level, take it up to the next level. And if that's something that's maybe not necessarily in your customer's price point, that end-to-end full color flexible package, we have another option. So this is a pouchables. This is something that we offer here at Labelworks and Navitor. So you can take this, simple blank pouch, but then add something fantastic to it. So like this one, oops, I got it upside down. So this one is a Color Logic. So it's got kind of that metallic look to it and so on. Comes on a roll just like this. And then you can take it and they can pop it right on their blank pouch, put their product in there. It's a reasonable way to kind of, make an impact without having all that high cost maybe of a fuller or or a higher minimum. This would be a lower minimum as well when you use that pouchable. So it's a really good option. I want to talk too about just paper cartons as far as packaging. So here's some examples of taking things up a notch. So this is a nice brand, beautiful box. It's got a lovely image on it, but now add a little bit of foil to it and you've got something that really stands out, really speaks a little bit more to the brand as well. So just some really good options there. And one last one I want to show you here. We talk about multiple processes, right? So this one is more of a soft touch kind of feel. So you've got that feel on the box, but then you add that raised foil on it and you've got dimension, plus you've got shine. So really a good way to showcase a product and a brand. So some great ideas. Now, all of these products that I just showed you are available at Navitor with and Labelworks and so on. And we also offer a ton of sales tools for you. And I want to show you that here in a second. But between flyers and booklets and samples if you need them. So please let us know if any of these items are something you're interested in. We can certainly get you hooked up with whatever you need. We are also going to be following up this webinar, and it's going to include the links to this trends guide that we just went through today. But kind of in preparation for that, I want to show you where you can find it right on Navitor.com because it is available right on Navitor.com. So if you just go to the tools tab, oh, this is awesome. This is even better. I don't have to do it myself. And you scroll down underneath prospecting tools. And you'll find our content calendar. And when you open that content calendar right away, boom, you see the trends guide right there. You'll be able to download that booklet. You'll be able to use that. This is really intended kind of for your use, for your information, so to arm you with information to take to your customers. When you prospect, when you sell, you can pull information from it. You can pull content from it. Pull an image from it if you like, just clip it, use it on your social media. Feel free to use it however you want. But you'll also see on there the industry flyers. We have the healthcare flyer. Alyssa was just talking about healthcare. There's yeah, go ahead. I'll let you go back up. We won't make people too dizzy. So the healthcare industry right there. And then if you scroll down, you'll see the various product flyers as well. So RX pads is right there. Another thing that Alyssa was talking about. There's one for labels and packaging, labels and stickers. Those are all right here on Navitor.com. These are easily accessible. You can download them. You can print them, use them as package stuffers. You can use them as email, in an email blast. Like I said, clip content, click images, clip images out, put them in your social media. Really some great options for you. We really want you to be able to use this. I want you to know where it is. One last thing I wanted to direct you to, because we're right here at time. If you go to the main home page, Tara, just click on the Navitor logo there and go to the main home page and then scroll all the way down. I don't know if you can do that. Oh, maybe not. So if you go to the main Navitor page and you scroll all the way down, there will be a spot for you to sign up for our Navitor Insider newsletter. That's where you're going to get all the content, information. We'll let you know what's being launched. So if we have a new flyer, if we have a new webinar coming out, that type of thing, we'll be announcing it in that email newsletter. So that comes out every Tuesday morning. Not too bad, once a week. But I would suggest you sign up for that. Yep, right there in that lower left corner that Tara's showing there. So go ahead and do that. That way you're going to be in the know with everything that's happening with us. So that's it, boy. I mean, 10:30 on the dot here. I want to thank you for being here. This concludes our formal presentation, but we're going to stick around for about another 15 minutes or so to answer your questions. But before I get started on that, I really wanted to take a minute. I want to thank our presenters today. They really brought some great information, some really good tips. I want to thank them. And I really want to thank you all for joining us. We know how valuable your time is, and the fact that you chose to spend it with us this morning is really not something that we take for granted. So thank you. Now, if you do have to leave, a survey is going to appear right as you exit the webinar. So please fill that out. Let us know what you'd like to see in the future for webinars, for materials, anything you might need from us to help you grow your business. So just give us that information and we'll do what we can to help you out. So let's go ahead and get started with any questions. Let me see if we have anything out there. Go ahead and put them in the Q&A if you have anything that you want to ask us about. If you can't access that, you can maybe use the chat, that type of thing. But go ahead and throw any questions our way you might. But one thing that I did see, one question about our programs. Alyssa, I'm going to ask you about that one because you mentioned doing some, different types of company store type programs with the healthcare industry. So somebody has a question about what it takes to get started with that. Is there, what are you looking for? What is a good fit for a program like that?
Yeah, so for the programs like that, it would be ongoing orders, not just a one-time order. A customer that might have multiple locations, but they want the same brochure sent to all the locations and they need to order it anytime throughout the year or host business cards when they get new employees. They can just come order the business cards right on the site and we just host it right there for them instead of always having to send in a manual order. So something that has ongoing sales or multiple locations is a great way to start a program. And then we just have the SKU ready to go and everything's already there. And it's a way easier ordering process than having to go through the manual order every time.
Yeah. Now, is there some requirement? I mean, what are we looking for as far as dollar sales for something like that? I mean, to start a program, we know that there's a little bit of front end work involved with doing that. So there's an investment there for both Navitor and for the customer. So what are we looking at as far as sales, annual sales for something like that?
Every program is different, depends on the type of customer, but I would say at least $5,000 or more. Some are higher. So depending on what customer we are working with, that just kind of depends.
Yeah.
And then there are some questions that are popping up in the Q&A.
Oh, good. Yeah. So how do I get a paper sample booklet? Well, that's pretty easy. You can just ask us. So just if you want to give us your information, Christina, as you log out, you can give us your information. We'll get a paper sample booklet sent out to you. There is also a way to request one on navitor.com. If you go into the tools section, you'll find where our sales tools are and so on. And we do have a form that you can fill out to request those as well. We also have what we call vertical market kits that are available to you to use. So along with those paper samples, we have kits that are assembled, several products that are assembled within a kit. They all kind of have a similar look and feel for a brand. There's a healthcare, there's financial, there's automotive, there's political. So these are all great for if you're out and about prospecting. You want to take them in, you want to show a customer all the things that we can do. We wouldn't suggest them as like a let's send them out to everybody kind of thing, but more of that real sales tool type of situation. So if you need any of those, check that out as well, or let us know. We can send something out. So we have Amy, you had a question, attended a beverage packaging webinar that we did, yes, and you have some follow-up questions. Yes, you can certainly reach out, contact us, just put your information in the chat if you have some additional questions, and we'll definitely get you in touch with the experts on our beverage packaging. So we do have some experts with LabelWorks that can help you out with that. And we'd be happy to help you there. All right. Do we have anybody else have some type of question? I think I saw a few. Let me go back and look here.
Well, it looks like Robert has
yeah.
a question. I'm just going to allow him to talk.
Okay.
Robert, go ahead.
Working?
Looks like you might need to unmute yourself.
Or potentially was it? Or you could type it, Robert. We don't want to miss you there. Yeah, we can't hear you, Robert. So if you want to, if there's a way maybe for you to pop that into the Q&A and maybe we can read that off.
I know on my screen, the Q&A is a little hidden, so I don't know if other people's looks like this too. But
Okay.
at the bottom, you'll see a lot of different options like mute, stop video, all of that. If you go to the more, the 3 dots at the end, the Q&A is in there. So if it's hidden for you, like it is for me, that's where you can find it if you're having trouble finding that.
Awesome.
You can also include an email in here if anybody wants to reach out afterwards.
Okay, great. Awesome. We could do that too. For sure, Robert. We don't want to miss your question. So I just kind of wanted to ask of our presenters as well. So we talked a little bit beforehand about what you're seeing in the industry right now, what's popular, what's kind of trending in your worlds. And I thought it was interesting that, like Alyssa, you brought up door hangers. We're in high demand right now. Are you seeing anything else? I thought that was kind of a, I guess with political, do you think it's more the political sector that's requesting those, or what are you kind of seeing there?
Yes, I feel with the political year, there are certain items that will have an influx this year, being door hangers, postcards for direct mail, flyers. But I see, yeah, a large influx in direct mail specifically too. I think Harris talked about that as well.
Yeah, Harris, you're seeing that too, right?
I am, yeah. Direct mail postcards in the political season and everything. A lot of those. I've also been seeing a lot of name badge stamp requests as well recently. An oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, that is interesting. So to kind of go back to that old standby, of the stamps. So that is obviously that's something that we offer as well. A full line of stamps, both self-inking and pre-ink stamps. So that's another good one. So as far as labels and packaging, we talk a little bit about the QR codes and all the different options for that. I think that is just, if you're going to get started with something with labels or, I think that's a really great kind of way to jump into the market. It's pretty simple. You don't have to have a lot of content on the label. It might just be that QR code, and then they'll have a link where it will just bounce out to wherever they want them to go. So it's a really good sell. I mean, an option for you to bring up to a customer, that add-on type of sale to kind of get things going, kind of get your foot into that label market if you haven't already gone there. If they've got products, I mean, you could do it for anything. They could be on window decals. You think of banks, they're on the windows, sign up for our app, scan the code, sign up for our app. I mean, these things are everywhere. So I just want to put in another pitch for that, for a good intro way to get involved with the label market.
I know when I was at the trade show, a lot of customers were coming up and asking about checks and forms. That's another large area that, there was a lot of question about, and we do offer a wide variety of checks and forms too. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, Alyssa was talking about with, the cyber attacks and that type of thing, we're used to, it makes people a little bit nervous sometimes when you think of, things being direct deposited, if something going to happen there. I mean, it's not bad to have a fail safe type situation of having these checks.
Yeah, and a lot of our checks have a range of security features too.
Yes.
There's different tiers. There's a lot of options there, so they can kind of mix and match with whatever security options your customer's looking for too.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about, you know, I love the design trends though, too.
That's my
I
baby.
have-
Yeah, I like that too.
I know it. So, you know, have you noticed anything just, well, I mean, you were talking about the Barbie pink, right? And I immediately
Mhm.
go to, you know, Ken, performance at the Oscars this year. So Ken on top of Barbie, he did a fantastic job of singing the Just Ken song. But so I mean, do you think that pink trend is really that's going to continue on, you think, now through the year here and kind of keep going?
I, I, you never know, right? But I think just those bright colors in general are really trendy. You know, there's a lot of bright greens like chartreuse colors that are out there right now, bright lavenders, things like that. That I've just been seeing a lot of, whether that's in fashion or in you know, accessories, things like that as well. But even on in a print side of things, you know, those fun papers. Like I always go to Astrobyte papers because when I was in the distributor world, we printed a lot on the Astrobyte papers. It was something that, you know, we could do large quantities of. It was a one color. They stand out. We had a lot of health,
Oh, sure.
you know, different types of health. Like fitness places that each rep would have a different color card and they knew that, oh, the yellow one is so and so, you know, so that is their customer. So they represented a lot of things. And because there's so many colors, that was a great way to use those bright pops of colors. So
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
Mhm.
I know it. Yeah, that is, yeah, those Astrobites are really cool. So
Mhm.
those we print, but we only print with black,
Yep.
correct?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Because it's really hard to put a full color, anything color
Oh
on.
yeah. Yep. Yep. Just black ink.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. For sure. Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see there's another
Oh, good.
question.
Next guide. Oh, yes. Thank you, Vicky, for reminding me. I was going to tell folks about that. The trends guide that we highlighted today, is really just the first in a series. So we are going to be publishing this quarterly. The next one will be published the end of April. So be watching for that. Again, when I talked about signing up for the Navitor email newsletter, that's where you're going to see the launch. So anytime we launch something, it's going to be in that newsletter. So you could be the first to see it. Be sure to sign up for that. But the next trends guide will be, I believe April 30th is the actual date, but right around the very end of April, you're going to see the next guide for Q2. We'll do another one in Q3 and then another one in Q4. And they will feature different verticals, go into detail on different types of products and buying trends for that particular quarter. So some really fantastic stuff. A lot of work. Vicky's been spearheading that, and we, you know, just some fantastic work there. So really important information that we can share with you all. It just makes you, like I said earlier, more relevant with your customers. We're just trying to give you the information you need to be educated and to be able to focus and prospect this. So yeah, we're really excited about having that. Oh, the little book. You used to have a little booklet with all the paperweight finishes, etc. Yep. We just finished printing a new paper swatch book. So we received it very recently. So it's fantastic, a new style. It's much easier to view the stocks in it. We have it on a ring, so a little bit easier to flip through. Oh, Chelsea got one. Oh yeah, there it is. Thank you. I didn't have that on hand. Yep, awesome. So for sure, yep. If you want to have one of those, let us know. You can, like I said, we could give us your information in the survey after the webinar, or just
They're not
contact.
online yet.
They're
So
not
that's
online
what
yet.
they're not
Oh,
online yet. I mean, they're so new that we
yeah, we
literally
haven't
just
had
got
to.
them back. So they will
Okay.
be coming online.
Oh,
But
thank you.
Christina, if you're looking for one like now, just give us your info and we can get one sent to you.
We can mail it out to you. Absolutely, for sure. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Now everybody will be scrambling to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic. Anything else that we have for any other questions before we go? Anything else that come? Just gonna take a quick look here. Yep. Trends guide. Okay. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up, you guys. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have had you here. Watch for us. We'll be looking for another webinar yeah, within the next couple of months or so. So be watching for that. Get that, like I said, that email newsletter so that you know what's happening. And have a great day. Again, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll
Thank
talk
you,
to you
Jill.
later. See you soon.
Thank you, everyone.